All right, here we go. So here we're going to find the inverse, and if possible. So let's see what we get here. So what we're going to do is set up our matrix, right? So we're going to set it up where we have 1, 3, 0, 1, 1, -2, -3, -3, 5, vertical line, and then we give our identity matrix. Okay, now we're going to do our elementary row operations. So let's reduce the, let's get rid of the 1 and the -3. So we're going to do negative row 1 plus row 2 and replace row 2. And then we're going to take 3 times row 1 plus row 3 and replace row 3. Okay, and so that's going to give us now, it's going to give us, let's repeat the first row. So 1, 3, 0, 1, 0, 0. Okay, and then the second row is going to be what? 0. We're going to get zeros down here, but let's do the second row. So 0. So it's going to be negative row 1 plus row 2. So it's going to be, this is going to give us 0, and then this is going to give us -2, and then this is going to give us -2, and this is going to give us -1, and then 1, and then 0. Now the third row, we're going to get 3 times row 1 plus row 3. So 3 plus -3 is 0. We got that. We're going to get 3 plus -3, or no, I'm sorry. That's going to be 9. Yeah, 9 plus -3 is 6. And then 0 plus 5 is 5. And then we get 3 plus 0 is 3. 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. All right, so now let's continue. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide the second row by -2. So I'm going to do -1/2 row 2 and replace row 2. Okay, so now what I'm going to get is I'm going to get 1, 3, 0, and I get 1, 0, 0. Okay, and then I'm going to get 0, 1, 1, 1/2, -1/2, 0, and then the third row stays the same. All right. So far, so good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to eliminate the 6 and the 3. So I'm going to do -3 times row 2 plus row 1, and then replace row 1. And then I'm going to do -6 times row 2 plus row 3, and replace row 3. Okay? So that's going to give me, now the second row is going to stay the same, so that's going to be 0, 1, 1, 1/2, -1/2, 0. Okay, now the first row is going to become, well, the first column is going to stay the same, right? So the first row is going to go 1, 0, and then -3, right? So -3 plus 0 is -3. And then we're going to go -3/2, right? So -3/2, which is -1/2 plus 1 is just going to give me negative 1/2. And then positive 3/2 plus 0 is just going to give me 3/2. And then, of course, 0 plus 0 is 0. Now I'm going to do the same thing on third bottom, negative 6 times row 2, and then add it to row 3. So again, 0, 1. So this is going to be what? This is negative 6 plus 6 is 0. And then negative 6 plus 5 is negative 1. Right? And then negative, up here. So this would be negative 3 plus 3 is 0. And then this would give me 3 plus 0 is 3. And then, of course, 0 plus 1 is 1. All right. So now, almost done. Let's erase this top part. And let's continue on. So now what I'm going to do is what? Now I'm going to multiply by negative 1 here, right? So let's save myself some room here. So I'm going to take negative row 3 and replace row 3. Okay, so row 1 and 2 stay the same, so that's going to be 1, 0, negative 3, negative 1/2, 3/2, 0, and then 0, 1, 1, 1/2, negative 1/2, 0. And then I'm going to take the opposite of row 3, which is going to be 0, 0, 1, 0, negative 3, negative 1. All right. Now we're almost to the end. Now I just need to eliminate these two and we're done. Okay. So let's do it this way. So one more. So I'm going to take negative row 3 plus row 2 and replace row 2. And I'm going to take 3 times row 3 plus row 1 and replace row 1. Okay, so let's find out what our final one is going to be. So the third row stays the same, so 0, 0, 1, 0, negative 3, negative 1. So now if I do 3 times row 3 plus row 1, right? So these two are going to stay the same. So it's going to be 1, 0, 0. Because 3 times 1 is 3 plus negative 3 is 0. This is just going to be 0 plus 1, negative 1/2, which is just going to give me negative 1/2. And then this is going to be 3 times negative 3, which is negative 9, plus 3/2. So negative 9, so that's going to be negative 7.5, right? Negative 7.5, which is going to be negative 15/2. And then 3 times negative 1 is 3. 3 times negative 1 is negative 3 plus 0 is negative 3. And then now we do negative row 3 plus row 2. So negative row 3. So again, these are going to stay the same. This is going to become a 0, right? So negative 1 plus 1 is 0. Well, 0 times negative 1 is still 0. This is just going to stay 1/2. Negative 3, so this is going to be 3. So 3 plus negative 1/2 is 2.5. Or 5/2. And then this is going to be 1 plus 0, which is 1. And so now I did it, right? So we have the identity here. So we have the identity, so that means A inverse is equal to negative 1/2, negative 15/2, negative 3, 1/2, 5/2, 1, 0, negative 3, negative 1. And we're done. Have a great day.